Okay, my friends. You are watching Political Point Magazine. Where the right is right, and the left, well, the left is always on the wrong side of history. Why? Because political minds want to know. So enjoy a conservative point of view. And let's talk pea soup. With tonight's top stories. Well, it's Chapter 7 of HillaryGate, which is low enthusiasm for the Clintons, and a new book out called Clinton Cashed, which exposes another scandal that the Clintons are in. Oh my goodness. And the race goes on as the GOP candidates make their case in Iowa. And also, the Obama is a lame duck, it seems, as Congress has forced Obama's hand on the Iran deal and also his use of force resolution. We will explain further on this. And the Secret Service and the DIA are involved in some scandals here that some lead to security breaches and stuff like that. And it also turns out that Barack Obama and the Obama administration lied about the Bergdahl swap. It turns out they knew all along, ever since 2009, that Bergdahl deserted. And they have some explaining to do. And we will talk about all this and more with you, the viewers, tonight, with your humble host, William Mitro. All right, my friends, welcome once again to another edition of Political Point Magazine. All right, so things are shaping up, and it seems as we come upon this time of troubles here, all right, but it would seem that the Clintons, Hillary Clinton, tried to play it cool in Iowa, all right, and there's this their van they are labeling it Scooby, but enthusiasm for the Clintons apparently is not the highest it's been, okay, especially among Democrats, all right, and I'm gonna explain all this because it's nobody wants Hillary, all right. This is just the everything is unraveling, and while everything is unraveling, it appears that we have a situation where even Democrats are criticizing Hillary. All right, I mean, take for example, before Hillary Clinton announced, Elizabeth Warren was asked this question. Was asked how enthusiastic she was about Hillary. All right, and take a look at this.
The Democratic think she's the future of the Democratic Party?
Well, I think we have to see, first of all, if she declares and what she says she wants to run on. I think that's really the interesting question at this point.
You know her, and you know her positions on most issues. Does she represent the Democratic Party that you believe the Democratic Party ought to be?
No, I don't think the Democratic Party is a static thing. The Democratic Party grows. The Democratic Party is full of energy right now. The Democratic Party is very much about drawing contrast, frankly, with the Republican Party.
Wait a minute. So this is her explanation. The Democratic Party is about drawing contrast with the Republican Party. Well, you know, I agree to an extent, because whereas so ultimately she is saying, okay, what Elizabeth Warren is saying is okay, so she's saying that whereas the Republican Party stands for freedom, equal opportunity, and liberty, the Democratic Party stands for just the opposite, right? Okay, so whereas the Republican Party is pro-life and believes in protecting the rights of the baby and protecting the family, nonetheless, the Democratic Party is all about destroying the family, killing the baby, and abortion. So this is exactly, you know, she nailed something on a very, very specific point there. She nailed it right. She pinned it right on the nail there. All right. The Democratic Party is not the party that supports the American people. It never has been. All right. So whereas the Republican Party freed the blacks from slavery, right, and gave equal rights and opportunity to blacks and minorities, and they also recognized women's suffrage and gave women equal rights with men. The Democratic Party represents just the opposite. They're not fighting for the blacks and minorities. They're not supporting the blacks and minorities. They're not supporting the women. They're going against the women. They're going against the blacks and minorities. This is something that I have been saying all along, my friends. That the Democratic Party does not represent the founding principles and the values that this country was founded upon. Okay? It's the Republican Party. So therefore, the Democratic Party, well, Elizabeth Warren just sealed her fate right there. All right, and you know, she's, I mean, they even tried asking her if she was going to run, you know, but she declined. She said, no, I'm not running, you know, and so, you know, and so this begs the question, you know, why in this world would anybody vote Democrat? Okay, why in this world? I mean, now, I was watching. Now, Democrat enthusiasm for Hillary is not that good. Okay, they're not enthusiastic about Hillary. All right, the Democrats are just kind of distancing themselves from Hillary and the scandals. You know, it's low enthusiasm for Hillary. Low enthusiasm. Because as we've learned, okay, and even on Fox News Sunday, okay, Bernie Sanders was on Fox News Sunday, all right, and oh, my friends, take a look at this, all right, and take a look at this, all right, here it goes.
Out against it. I think we do not need to send more jobs to low-wage countries. I think corporate America's got to start investing in this country and create decent-paying jobs here. The result of Citizens United, our political process as well.
But Clinton says that she wants to be the champion of the middle class. Again, here she is in Iowa this week.
The deck is still stacked in favor of those already at the top. And there's something wrong with that. There's something wrong when CEOs make 300 times more than the typical worker.
What does Senator Clinton or Secretary Clinton need to do, Senator, to persuade you that she's the one to take on this fight?
Well, what she said is absolutely right. I mean, I think from a moral issue, CEOs should not be making, whether it's 270 or 300 times more than their workers are making. But what we need to do, Chris, is to understand that in America, if we're going to be successful in taking on the billionaire class, we need a strong national grassroots movement. And what the Secretary will have to convince the American people is, in fact, based on her past record and her views today, that she is going to break up the major banks on Wall Street, that she is going to ask the wealthiest people in this country to start paying their fair share of taxes, that she's going to end the abomination of major corporations making billions of dollars, stashing their money in the Cayman Islands, and not paying a nickel in federal income.
You know, that's just typical of the left there. They attack people that are successful, you know, and it's like they're way off base. They're way off base at this. Okay? They're not on track. I mean, Hillary, I mean, if you take a listen to what if you take a listen again to what Hillary said and what Bernie Sanders just said, it's ridiculous.
Political process as well.
But Clinton says that she wants to be the champion of the middle class. Again, here she is in Iowa this week.
The deck is still stacked in favor of those already at the top. And there's something wrong with that. There's something wrong when CEOs make 300 times more than the typical worker.
Wait a minute. That's not true. Something wrong? What? Are you they're CEOs. They're supposed to make more than their workers. Hello? You know, and Bernie Sanders said the same thing. 70 or 300 times more than their workers are making. But what we need to do, Chris... Yeah, Bernie Sanders said the same thing, and it's just stupid.
Times more.
It's just ridiculous. All right, Bernie Sanders said the same thing that Hillary said. All right, and
on this fight.
Well, what she said is absolutely right. I mean, I think from a moral issue, CEOs should not be making, whether it's 270 or 300 times more than their workers.
They're CEOs. They're supposed to make more. They run a company. They run a corporation. They're supposed to make more. Hello? Otherwise, how can they pay their workers? My goodness, these people are so idiotic. It's so stupid. All right? They don't believe these are two, although Bernie Sanders is an independent, but he says if he were to run for president, he would run as a Democrat. And these two, Hillary and Bernie Sanders, they're just too far left extreme for this country. All right? It's just ridiculous. All right? They're just too far left extreme for this country. All right? This is a center-right nation. We are a nation founded on the Judeo-Christian faith. All right? We are a nation that believes in prospering and success. We are a nation that believes in hard work and education makes you successful. And we are a nation that believes that if you are successful, you can keep that success. You can keep your riches. This whole tax thing, it's just ridiculous. Okay, it's just out of control. We need to simplify the tax code and get everything straight. All right, because you know we just have these failed policies from the Democrats that are not helping anyone. They're not helping anyone, such as Obamacare. All right, such as Obamacare. All right, now I want to show you something else too. Okay, that Bernie Sanders said. Okay. Now the Democrats, they believe in socialized medicine, you know, social healthcare for all, single payer, you know, but it's just ridiculous because single payer doesn't work. All right. And let me show you this exchange on Fox News Sunday where Chris Wallace informed Senator Bernie Sanders about his state of Vermont, his own state of Vermont, had proposed, and this is a Democratic state, right? Had proposed a single payer proposal, which the Democrat governor had to shut down, had to eliminate it because it was costing too much. Take a look at this.
Countries. I think corporate America's got to start investing in this country and create decent paying jobs here.
Let me talk to you about Bernie Sanders now, not Hillary Clinton. You call yourself a Democratic socialist, and one of the things that you favor is a single-payer health care system, but that has, in effect, fizzled in your own state of Vermont, and I want to talk about why. When it turned out that single-payer would have meant 11.5% increase in taxes on all businesses and a 9.5% tax hike on individuals, the Democratic governor of Vermont dropped the plan as unfeasible. This is in your own state of Vermont. They said, we just can't afford the single payer.
Well, Chris, let's take a look at what's going on around the world in terms of health care.
Sir, if I may, sir, I'm asking about a specific question of Vermont,
sure,
and here it was, they had a plan to impose a implement a single-payer health care system in Vermont, and the Democratic governor ended up dropping it.
Well, for a variety of reasons, he did. But the United States remains the only major country on earth that doesn't guarantee health care to all of our people, and yet we are spending almost twice as much per capita. We have a massively dysfunctional health care system, and I do believe in a Medicare for all single-payer system. Small state like
we have a massive yes, and Obamacare is not helping, by the way. Obamacare is not working. Okay. Now, Obamacare was the biggest piece of crap ever legislated. All right? It 2,800 pages long, too many regulations, too many taxes. All right? And we can't afford it. All right? The premiums went up, the deductibles went up. Okay? Obamacare is a total disaster. Okay? It's not working. All right? And this plan was supposed to be a way for all Americans could get insured, but we can't afford it because it's adding to the deficit, mind you. Too. So we've just established that the liberal Democrat policies don't work. Okay, and another thing on healthcare. Okay, you may think that now John Gruber may have been the architect of Obamacare, but there was a plan that was installed by Hillary Clinton in the 1990s called HillaryCare, and it failed too. HillaryCare was actually the precursor to Obamacare, and now we are finding that it just doesn't work. It's not working at all. All right, but this I have always said that Obamacare is going to be the end of the Democratic Party, because as we have witnessed from the 2014 elections, that were a referendum on Barack Obama's policies, the people voted the Republicans in, and that means the people voted that Barack Obama's policies were failures. Barack Obama's policies have failed. And this idea of Clinton being the one and only nominee for the Democrats, the leader of the Democrat party, it's just not happening. All right, the Democrats don't like Hillary. All right, the Republicans overwhelmingly don't like Hillary. All right, and Hillary's too entrenched, too involved in scandals. And let me tell you about this latest thing. All right, this latest one. All right, this latest one has Hillary exposes Hillary. This latest one exposes Hillary for in a new book called Clinton Cash. All right, Clinton Cash. That's right. Okay, a new book just came out, or it's coming out. But the New York Times got a copy of it. Okay, but it's not out in stores yet. But it's called Clinton Cash. Okay, and it exposes Hillary for the fraud that she is. All right. As far as it labels Hillary for it exposes Hillary for the cash that the Clinton Foundation got from foreign countries. All right, and also it also exposes that Clinton got some more contributions in a couple of years after she left Secretary of State. Okay, but it's all right here now, and I want to show you this because this ultimately puts the Clintons in a very bad light, but the book, but here's what Hillary. Okay, whoops, hold up a second. Whoops. Oh wait, here's the book. Okay, now this my friends, you have got to see. All right, so okay, so effect and still
catalogs the law payments by.
Okay, but the book. Okay, mind you. Okay, but oh well. Okay, here we go. All right. Anyhow.
Benefit those don't.
To the political season, and therefore we will be subjected to all kinds of distraction and attacks, and I'm ready for that. I know that comes, unfortunately, with the territory.
Really? No, but but Clinton trying to play innocent here. Oh, I'm being I can't. Oh, I can't take it. Oh, but she's doing the same thing. She's doing the same thing that she did back in 2008 when she ran in the primaries against Barack Obama. Okay, and she lost Iowa, and she came in second, right? She came in third, below John Edwards. And then Barack Obama came first, right? Okay, but when times got tough, this is what Hillary said. Okay, take a look at that.
Caucuses in 2008, Hillary, New Hampshire, blinking, as she had what she called pushed by then Senator Barack Obama.
I just don't want to see us fall backwards.
I just don't want to see us go backwards. Oh no! You know what? You know what? It's just like Rubio said. All right. It's just like Rubio said that we are that Hillary is a candidate from yesterday. Okay. A person from yesterday who made an announcement that she was going to take us back to yesterday. It's just so over for the Clintons. All right, we are not in, so so I wanna get into some other stuff. Now the race is on. Okay. Okay. So the race is on. The 2016 race for the White House, and we just had we have numerous GOP candidates now are on the move. Okay. Now in Iowa they held a little event, and let me show you what some of them said. There was Rand Paul out there. There was Scott Walker, Rubio, Jeb Bush, even the South Carolina senator, and a couple governors there. Okay, but anyhow, but before I get into that, okay, before I get into that, I want to show you what the book looks like. Okay, that's the book right there. Okay, called Clinton Cash. All right, and that book exposes Hillary for the fraud that she is. All right, so and when it comes out, I'm definitely going to be one of the first to buy it because I think the people should know how bad and disastrous Hillary really is. All right, it's just not working. She's not going to make it. All right, she's not going to make it. All right, so now I want to get into some other things here. All right, but the political candidates, on the GOP side, have had begun to make their case to the American people, and it's quite interesting. All right, wait, what's that? Okay, now. All right, but anyhow, but it's quite interesting the way things are lining up because I like what the GOP candidates have to say. Okay, Lindsey Graham is thinking about running, sometime, and also Ben Carson is going to announce in May. All right, now so we are following this to the letter. All right, we have a tremendous bag of good people who are running for public office, or for running for president. All right, and this comes now as we all see the chaos that has been caused by the failed foreign policy of Barack Obama. All right, and we all know that as Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton shaped and formed and was the architect of Barack Obama's failed foreign policy. Okay, and when Barack Obama grabbed Hillary to be his Secretary of State, it just begs the question: why are you handpicking someone who is very bad at managing anything? All right, but anyhow, let me get to the GOP candidates. All right, because this one is quite interesting. Okay, now take a look. All right. Oops. All right. Oops.
Tea Party to establishment, from social conservative, libertarian, we would all, because what people want more than anything is they don't just want a fighter, they want someone who fights and wins.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And we have tremendous GOP candidates that are excellent. Okay. For example, Rand Paul, Lindsey Graham, Jeb Bush. All right. But here's some more. All right, and let me show you here.
Starting to worry that when Hillary Clinton travels, there's going to need to be 2 planes, one for her and her entourage and one for her baggage.
This listening tour is something out of North Korea. Would you like to meet the dear leader and ask him anything you would like? How does she get away with this? I don't know.
As for, yep. And then there's Jeb Bush, who is ahead in the polls, by the way. All right. And let me show you this. This is a CNN ORC poll, okay? A CNN ORC poll, and says has Jeb Bush in the lead. All right, Jeb Bush, followed by Walker, and Rand Paul and Rubio come in third. Are tied with third place. All right, so you see the secession here, okay? However, Ted Cruz is below Huckabee in that poll, but it's quite interesting the way things are shaping up to be. All right, because now with Rand Paul a close third, all right, that just goes to show you that he is a force to be reckoned with. All right. And Hillary's just dead weight. Okay? Hillary's old. We don't want the old policies. A Hillary Clinton presidency would be a continuation of the failed Barack Obama policies. Okay? This is not what we want, my friends. We don't want Hillary. Hillary would be a disaster. All right? So I urge you to go to the polls in 2016 and vote Republican, because the Republicans have the better policies. All right? Now, okay, so on this note, my friends, okay, we have on this note, my friends, okay, we have another situation where Barack Obama appears to be a lame duck. All right, so because now with terrorism rampant, and by the way, ISIS just assassinated some more Christians in Libya. All right, proving that ISIS is on the rise. We don't have a good strategy, okay? And
Americans, Europeans, and some apple polishers fabricated the myth of nuclear weapons to say that the Islamic Republic was a threat. No, the threat is America itself.
Oh, and that's on the Iran deal, all right? And by the way, while all of this is taking place, so Barack Obama meets with the president of the United Arab Emirates. Are you kidding me? All right. Now, about the war on terror, or actually no, it was about the nuke deal, the Iran nuke deal, which, by the way, Congress has forced his hand. Okay, Congress has forced his hand. Okay, and I'm going to show you something very, very incredible here. All right, but Congress has forced Barack Obama's hand. Okay, you remember when Barack Obama went out there and asked Congress for a resolution to use force. All right, you remember that? Well, guess what? Congress has rejected Obama's resolution. Okay. Now this resolution was said to give a 10-year span, right? Okay. So a 10-year span as far as like any operations were concerned. Okay, so the Congress, and this was bipartisan, the Congress shut it down. Okay, the Congress shut it down. and the reason was that the Republicans had concerns that the president was kind of shift shady about the timeline and whether or not he would actually put troops on the ground to combat ISIS. And then the liberal Democrats were concerned that it would be an open-ended commitment. You know, that it would be another open-ended war. You know, but so Congress did not grant him the use of force, and now Congress overwhelmingly, they went into committee, okay, because there was all that fuss about how Congress wanted to be involved, or needed to be involved, according to the Constitution, with the Iran nuke deal, right? Okay, but anyhow, okay, so what happened was you had a number of Democrats now lining up that when it went into committee, all of the Democrats in the committee sided with the Republicans, and they needed 13 Democrats to side with the Republicans, and overwhelmingly it worked. The Democrats sided with the Republicans and said that they need to be involved with any nuclear talk, any deal that goes down. And so now Congress has forced Obama's hand. All right? And this is ultimately what needed to happen, because now it would appear that the Iran deal may be dead on arrival. All right, because it's obviously not a good deal. All right, it's obviously not a good deal. Now I'm going to wait for phone calls here. Okay, so and I want to discuss everything that I'm discussing here. All right, but before I get to the phone calls here, all right, which is major crucial, and it appears, you remember the Bo Bergdahl incident? Okay, the trader swap. Okay, where Bo Bergdahl was traded for 5 top Taliban commanders. All right. Well, it appears now the administration lied about Bergdahl. Okay, they lied to us about Bergdahl. All right, and in this fashion, it turns out that they knew about his desertion back in 2009 when he deserted. Okay, they knew about this, but they lied about it, obviously trying to cover up, saying that, you know, years down the line, you know, it took them last year to do this trader swap, which was actually against the law, because now he is found guilty of desertion and misbehaving before the enemy. So, you know, this, my friends, is quite, as you say, unprecedented. Okay, so now we have a situation where we can't trust the administration. We can't trust the administration. We can't trust the Democrats. We can't trust the Democrats. Well, as far as negotiations are concerned now, and the deal, I guess the members of Congress now are finally opening up, finally waking up. Okay, the Democrats in Congress are finally waking up and actually reading the Constitution. All right, but that doesn't mean that whoever gets into office next would be the most trustworthy. Okay, and even now, there's polls out there that show Hillary is down in the polls. Hillary is down in the polls. All right, she's not gaining traction. In fact, she's getting crushed by her scandals, and there's a Quinnipiac University poll out there that says a majority say that Hillary Clinton is not honest or trustworthy. So I seriously cannot see how anybody can vote Democrat. The Democrats have never been the party that supports you. They've never been the party for that. And you can also read about that in a book called Wrong on Race. All right. It's about the Democratic Party's buried past. All right. So I'm going to open it up to phone calls now. All right. So what's on your political mind? All right. 272-0319. Okay, is the number. Okay. Now, while I'm waiting for calls, all right. Now, and I want to get into this. Over the weekend, my friends. Over the weekend. Okay. We have it on the on the USA Today. Marks the anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing. Okay. Now, and whereas many people lined up. Many people lined up. Okay, and you remember Timothy McVeigh was one of the suspects that they caught. However, I've reported on this before. Okay, I've reported on this before that Timothy McVeigh was not the prime suspect. Okay, now in a book called The Third Terrorist, it explains about the foreign involvement in the Oklahoma City bombing. All right, and explains in detail about who was involved and why Terry Nichols and Timothy McVeigh were a couple of the prime men involved, but they had help from foreign terrorists. Okay, so that wasn't solely the operation of Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols. All right, they had help. They were trained by Al-Qaeda terrorists. For example, the mastermind of the first World Trade Center bombing, Rumsey Youssef, was one of the masterminds of the Oklahoma City bombing. All right, he was involved with training Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols for that bombing. But the Clinton administration did not put the pieces together. And Rumsey Youssef was the nephew of Khalik Sheikh Mohammed, the mastermind of the 9/11 attacks. Okay. Osama bin Laden's right-hand man. Okay. But now this is all in the this is all in public record there. Okay, and you can read about it on The Third Terrorists. Okay, so with all of that in mind, my friends, okay, we can expect that this administration has been soft on terrorism. And with the rise of ISIS and all sorts of other terror networks, we are less safe now than we were before 9/11. All right. What Obama has done he has taken us back to pre-9/11 levels, which left us less safe All right. But, all right, so here you are. You're on the air. What's on your political mind?
Howdy.
Hey.
Hey, this is Bill. How you doing? William.
Oh, hey, William. How you doing?
Hey, all right. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, I wanted to remind you, yesterday was the anniversary of the Waco, Texas massacre.
No. It was the anniversary of Timothy
McVeigh?
No,
yeah, that was on the same
bombing.
anniversary.
The
the
Boston
reason why I did
Marathon.
it was in retaliation because of Waco, Texas. The anniversary of Waco, Texas was yesterday, the same day. That's why it's so astounding that Timothy McVeigh wound up doing that on the exact same day. And another thing is, so did the oil leak in the Gulf of Mexico. Well, the 20th. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, the oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico also happened on the anniversary of Waco, Texas.
Yeah.
And not only that, there was a huge stone cross struck down from a church in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, as a sign concerning the Waco, Texas massacre within 3 days afterward during a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
But a 10-year-old girl said it was going to happen in 1963, 30 years before it happened, when Kennedy was still president. So therefore, this David Koresh person was not the absolute false prophet that everybody, views him to be. And he had a gun sales business of his own, which many people thought, well, this would be impossible for somebody to be speaking about God, and they got a handgun, not handgun, a weapons business, where he's selling rifles.
Yep.
And but you see, that was in 1993 when it happened.
Yep.
But it was foretold in '63 through the lips of a 10-year-old girl. But now also, since David Koresh of 1993, now the wars have begun, which David Koresh was telling us all that it's going to be. And so now everybody is saying, well, now we got to get up and really be soldiers, and we got to know enough to fight to protect our country and from
terrorists.
What do you call it?
Terrorists.
People trying to destroy our country. What do you call terrorists?
Terrorists.
Yes. But all these terrorists.
We need to call them what they are
nowadays. But these things are all things that David Koresh was telling us about. So people want to settle their mind and just shove aside things that are too hard to think about. But I'm telling you something, it better be thought about, because these things are happening, and it's actually signs before Christ returns, which will probably be during our own lifetime, because within 100 years since Hitler, since Martin Luther King, since JFK's assassination, all these things happened within 100 years of our lifetime. These things are all biblical. I just urge everybody to start reading your Bible and don't throw it away. Don't be afraid of something just because it reminds you of something that seems to be smelling like religion.
I read the Bible all the time, my friend. This country was founded upon the Judeo-Christian faith.
There's one more thing I want to say is, I was living in Ithaca, I think it was 1998, when Hillary was checking out her possibility for being senator of New York. And I left Ithaca, and I was hitchhiking, and I got to Hornell, and Hillary Clinton was there on the same day with a radio show. It wasn't a serious radio show. It was just a one-time thing where she was talking to people about her possibility of being senator of New York. And there was a very severe drought going on.
It was the listening tour.
Pardon?
The listening tour. I don't know what she heard, though.
I couldn't hear you. What?
It was her listening tour.
Yeah. She was filling out.
She was filling out New York, but the thing is, she wasn't.
Well, it started raining for 3 days after she left. Now,
she wasn't from New York.
I was dogging her ever since she even left to come to New York.
She just kind of
investigate, her possibilities of running as senator of New York.
She just kind of adopted New York.
But the drought was going on so severe, it was pathetic. And so they told her, hey, Hillary, you know what? If you can make it rain around here, you're sure to get invited back. And she said, well, you know what? There's been dark clouds dogging me ever since I left to come here.
Supposedly she.
And it rained for 3 days. It's just an amazing sign.
Supposedly,
I don't know if it's good or bad, but
You know what? The only thing that qualified Hillary to be in New York was supposedly she was a devout New York Yankees fan.
Yankee fan, really?
Yeah.
You know
But you know what? She wasn't even from New York. You know.
No, I know that. I know that.
She's
That's
from
right.
Illinois.
Yeah.
She's from Illinois.
Just a political zealot.
She should have been senator from Chicago or something. You know, but
yeah, but this is the way things wound up. You know, this is the way things wound up.
No, she just adopted New York. She had no reason to be in New York.
I'm not trying to say this as something that's necessarily beneficial for Hillary Clinton. I'm only trying to show you some facts that people need to look, and people that have discernment, and people that understand what signs are and what facts are. And they should examine all these things and all these factors and put them together. God will lead people who really want to investigate, so they can make their vote count for real. You know.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks for letting me talk.
My friend.
I'll see you later.
All right. Well, I need to get into the last words for the night. All right. And I appreciate the calls here. But anyways, last word for the night. Okay. And tonight, we at the Jack of All Trades Foundation have made a political ad. All right. This one for Rand Paul. Take a look. All right.
A message that is loud and clear and does not mince words. We've come to take our country back. We've come to take our country back from the special interests that use Washington as their personal piggy bank. The special interests that are more concerned with their personal welfare than the general welfare. The Washington machine that gobbles up our freedoms and invades every nook and cranny of our lives must be stopped.
The great story here for anybody willing to find it and write about it and explain it is this vast right-wing conspiracy that has...
I remember landing under sniper fire. There was supposed to be some kind of a greeting ceremony at the airport, but instead we just ran with our heads down to get into the...
Came out of the White House not only dead broke, but in debt. We had no money when we got there, and we struggled to, piece together the resources for mortgages for houses, for Chelsea's education.
I have a vision for America. I want to be part of a return to prosperity, a true economic boom that lifts all Americans, a return to a government restrained by the Constitution. Privacy, opportunity, liberty. Too often, when Republicans have won, we've squandered our victory by becoming part of the Washington machine. That's not who I am. First time just a few years ago. The truth is I love my life as a small town doctor. Every day I woke up, I felt lucky to be able to do the things I love. More importantly, I was blessed to be able to do things that made a difference in people's lives. I never could have done any of this, though, without this message of liberty is for all Americans, Americans from all walks of life. The message of liberty, opportunity, and justice is for all Americans, whether you wear a suit, a uniform, or overalls, whether you're white or black, rich or poor. In order to restore America, one thing is for certain, though. We must not dilute our message or give up on our principles.
The fact is, we had 4 dead Americans. Was it because of a protest, or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided they'd go kill some Americans? What difference at this point does it make?
Emails. There were over 60,000 in total sent and received. About half were work-related and went to the State Department, and about half were personal. I had no reason to save them, but that was my decision. For any government employee, it is that government employee's responsibility to determine what's personal and what's work-related. The server contains personal communications from my husband and me, and the server will remain private. We used was set up for President Clinton's office, and it had numerous safeguards. It was on property guarded by the Secret Service, and there were no security breaches. I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email. There is no classified material, so I did not send classified material.
I'm convinced that most Americans want to work. I want to free up the great engine.
All right, my friends, that's our show for tonight. And we thank you for watching Political Point, where the right is right and the left is always on the wrong side of history. Follow me on Twitter at WilliamMetro2, and catch us on YouTube. All right, now, thank you for watching Political Point, where the right is right and the left is always on the wrong side of history. Oh, there it is.